Classic album. Hey guys, welcome back to another special episode of Swan Corner. Last week in my Lady Radiator review, I said that their album Bounce Energy Hear Me Out was a 9.5. It was a borderline classic. What makes an album a classic for me? A 10 out of 10. Masterpiece. For me personally, there are no bad songs on the album. Every last one of them is a fucking banger. Not even any weak songs. No weak songs. Next is the music itself. It can't just be good music. Like, a lot of bands have good music. It has to be innovative. They have to do something new and something that upon multiple listens you can pick out and say, ooh, I didn't hear that last time. Like, it's always a new experience every time you listen to it. And I love listening to things that make me think, damn, who thought of that? Who wrote that? That part, who wrote that? Another factor in a 10 out of 10 for me can be good lyrics. They're kind of a bonus, but the good lyrics contribute to what's the most important, and that's the album theme or the album as a whole feeling cohesive. And today I have an album that checks all of these boxes. It's Wake by Hail the Sun. That's right, Wake by Hail the Sun. To me, this is a 10 out of 10 fucking masterpiece. Turn off the video. Turn off your computer. Get on your phone, get on Spotify, go to WAKE by Hail the Sun 2014. Listen to that top to bottom and tell me that this shit isn't a classic of post-hardcore. For me, Hail the Sun is on par with Dance Gavin Dance in terms of quality of music. Maybe not in consistency, just because Culture Scars didn't really hit for me the same as like Mental Knife or Elephantitis or Wake did. And a lot of people don't know about Secret Wars. If you haven't heard Secret Wars, it's fucking amazing. Go listen to that. Hail the Sun is just as good as Dance Gavin Dance in my opinion. And they don't get like half the listeners that Dance Gavin Dance does, which is sad. And they should be up there. They should be up there with them. So Hail the Sun is Donovan on the vocals and the drums, Shane on guitar, Eric on the other guitar, and John on the bass. And these four guys, they've been together since day one. I don't think they've had any lineup changes since their first album, Pow, Right in the Kisser. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, please. But these four guys have been together since day one, and the chemistry that they have together when they're writing music is, I think it's unrivaled in at least the post-hardcore genre. This fucking album, dude. Let's get into it. Donovan Melero writes the best lyrics in post-hardcore, I think. And they really, really shine in this album. Like, in Elephantitis, they were really good. But then he hit his stride in Wake, for sure, with his lyric writing. Every song is about something. I can tell you the theme of every song on this album, and it's clear as day, and Donovan portrays it beautifully, with nuance and metaphor, and sometimes it's blatant, but the lyrics always make you feel something, and they make you feel that theme of the song, whatever song you're listening to. It's very specific to each song. And the way that the guitars are arranged, I feel like they were composed. Like Shane and Eric, the guitarists of this band, I feel like they were classically trained in music writing. That's just how perfectly they mesh together. The rhythm guitar and the lead guitar, they play off of each other like nothing I've ever heard. And obviously Donnie is the best drummer in post-hardcore. And he sings at the same time. Come on. If you've ever seen these guys live, I saw them live in 2015 in Austin. And holy shit, man, that was one of the best shows I've ever been to. It was like 20 people in a bar downtown in Austin. And I was like, this is Hail the Sun. Y'all, why isn't there more people? It was one of the best shows I've ever been to. Donnie started out on the drums and singing at the same time. I was like, holy shit. I didn't know that much about them at this point. So I was like, wait, this guy sings and drums at the same time? What the fuck? And I'd never seen that before. It was really impressive to me. And then he got up and did vocals just by himself without drumming. They had a guest drummer come in. And it was just the energy at that show was so fucking palpable. Even though there was like maybe 20 people in the audience of that bar. It felt like a huge show with everybody jumping around and everything. Just the energy that they created with their show. Holy shit. And when I listen to Wake, I'm taken back to that show and I could feel that energy again. The writing and the arrangement of the guitars and the drums and the bass, it all comes together so well to lift up these lyrics and these melodies that Donnie creates. And it just elevates this music to such a high level that it, like I said, it's unrivaled in post-hardcore. This album, a classic for the lyrics, the music writing, and the themes. The themes in this album, there's one overarching theme, and that's like morbidity, I think. Me personally, I feel like all of these songs are very dark and morbid, and with that first song, Rolling Out the Red Carpet, it sets the tone. The tone is, this is some fucked up shit, but you're gonna love it. So I'm just gonna go through the album song by song and give a little bit about each song, but the ones that I feel like are the best, I want to go into a little bit more detail. So like I said, Rolling Out the Red Carpet sets the mood for the whole album. It's real dark. Then we got Human Target Practice, about police brutality, one of those timeless themes that we can't seem to fucking escape from. Then it's Black Serotonin, about Amanda Knox and the flawed court system and like trial by media, that whole thing. And then we have Morning Sickness. This song is probably the best song I've ever heard. It's about someone who's dead being in denial about being dead. And what a fucking amazing concept for a song, and Donnie executes it perfectly within his lyrics. And the music by Eric and Shane and John encapsulates that feeling. Like, so when, like, the riffs when he sings Driving Faster, they literally feel like you're fucking driving a car fast. Like, they made us feel with guitars like we're driving in a car. Genius. And it's that energy with a purpose that comes through right there. That energy. It's not just like, oh, let's play fast just because playing fast is badass, or we want to get people headbanging. It's like, what kind of riff can we do that will make you feel like you're driving in a car? Because Donnie wants to say driving faster, and I think it would be cool to have a riff that fucking makes you feel like you're driving. And they did it. Like I said, the lyrics in this song are unbelievably emotional, and the way Donnie delivers them really does them justice. I mean, he wrote them, he's going to sing them the right way, but God, I just didn't expect it. Towards the end of the song, the character who is in denial of being dead, you can hear it in the music too. He has the realization, and he says, no, is that my cadaver? And you fucking feel it, and it gives me goosebumps every time. And then he says, no, don't put me under. Holy fuck, you could feel the emotion. Like, you can see them lowering the casket at the cemetery, and the fucking ghost of the guy just wailing next to it. And that's Donnie in this song. It's fucking genius. This is the best song on the album, Morning Sickness. And then we got Falling on Deaf Ears, which is like religious doubt and questioning God and stuff like that. And I want to take a second to talk about the drums in this song. It just goes back to that energy being for a purpose theme that I like in this album. When Donnie sings What Makes a Heartbeat, and he's drumming, and it's underneath that What Makes a Heartbeat, and that's one of those, damn, who thinks of that I love, that makes a fucking album a 10 out of 10 for me. And after Falling on Deaf Ears, there's Cosmic Narcissism, which is about like the notion of soulmates and how it's kind of flawed within our culture. And that one has like one of the grooviest, moviest fucking guitar riffs. It's really good. And speaking of good guitar, after that is Relax Divide, which has like one of the best clean guitar parts in any song. And that's about one-sided love. And then there's Disappearing Syndrome. Oh my fucking God. This is the grossest song I've ever heard. It's about the mystery of Alyssa Lamb, who went missing at a hotel, and they found her body in the water tower 2 weeks later, only because people in the hotel were complaining about dirty water. And the dirt in the water was like her flesh and juices from being up in the water tower so long. It's fucking disgusting. And this song, I'd never heard of that. And this song is what made me look that up, Alyssa Lamb. Look it up. It's a fucking crazy story. And it's about that and how unsolved mysteries can get warped, and through theories and conspiracies and everything, they can turn into legends, and they elevate themselves to such a high level in, like, in this case, American consciousness. But yeah, these fucking lyrics in this one that Donnie wrote, just the line, she's there flowing through the water pipes. ugh, God, it really does the job of grossing you out with this song. And there's also like 400 different riffs in this song. Like they do so many different things. Like see if you can count the different riffs and licks in this song. Every like 5 seconds there's a mood change and does a different guitar part, and like the drums go off and then they're quiet, and it's like left turn, left turn, left turn, left turn, and the fucking energy is just kept up and up and up the whole song. And one of my favorite parts in the whole album are when Donnie sings "Stolen by the History," and whatever the guitar is doing in that part, it's so wittily wah. It slides in underneath those lyrics perfectly. And after Disappearing Syndrome, we got Missed Injections, which is about addiction. And I love when Donovan writes about addiction because his experience with addiction is so firsthand that he really taps into the mind of an addict because he was one and he got clean. So it's coming from a very genuine place when he writes about addiction. But this song, Missed Injections, is more about enabling an addict, like a partner enabling an addict. And like I said, when you get Donnie singing about addiction, it's just flawless. It's perfect. He knows exactly what he's talking about. After that's Hanging Revelation, which is about religious witch hunts, both literal and metaphorical. And then we got an acoustic gem, which is Jane Doe, and that's about getting away with murder. And the acoustic guitar in that song is, oh my God, it's arranged beautifully. Like every other song, it's just the arrangement of the guitar is just beautiful. And finally, putting the album to bed is Anti-Eulogy, I Hope You Stay Dead. The first few times I heard this song, I thought it was about putting a lover to rest, like a significant other. But now that I listen to it a little more closely, I think it's about putting an addiction to rest, which makes it that much more powerful. I love this song. I used to overlook it, and now that I know it's about that, I can really pay attention and identify with it. And that's what I love about these lyrics. Like in some songs, you can read them one way and you can read them another way and get a completely different meaning out of them. Like you might not think Anti-Eulogy is about addiction. You might think it's about a lover or, you know, a parent or something like that. And that's right too. You're not wrong in thinking that. It's just what you get out of the song is a reflection of you. And those are the best songs, the most high quality songs. Like you listen to them and you put some of yourself in it while you're listening to it. And that's what makes a classic album. And that's what makes Wake a classic album. Because I can listen to it. I listened to it 6 years ago in 2014. And I listen to it now and I realize I'm not the same person as I was back then. Just because of what this album reflects back at me while I listen to it. And that's why Wake by Hail the Sun is a 10 out of 10 for me. A classic of post-hardcore, a fucking masterpiece. I love Hail the Sun. I love Donovan. I love Shane. I love Eric. I love John. And that's why today's Friday and there's a live stream concert of Andres, Kurt Travis, and Hail the Sun. And you better believe I bought those tickets, dude. But thanks for listening to me gush about one album for however long this video is going to be. I'll see you next week, hopefully with a new video. Thanks for watching.